Another day, another story, with Inspire Kids TV. The story of Prophet Joseph, Yusuf, overcoming jealousy and forgiveness. Once upon a time, in a land called Canaan, there lived a boy named Joseph, also known as Yusuf. He was the favorite son of his father, Jacob, also known as Yaqub. Jacob, Yaqub, loved Joseph, Yusuf, more than any of his other sons, since Jacob, Yaqub, knew Joseph, also known as Yusuf, would become important in this world and after. This made Joseph, Yusuf, brothers very jealous of him. One night, Joseph, Yusuf, had a dream. Filled with excitement, he runs to his father and reports what he saw. Joseph, Yusuf, said to his father, "Oh, my father, I did see 11 stars and the sun and the moon. I saw them prostrate themselves to me." Jacob, Yaqub, recognizes that the stars represent his brothers, the sun and moon represent himself and Joseph, Yusuf, mother. Jacob, Yaqub, tells Joseph, Yusuf, to keep the dream secret to protect him from the jealousy of his brothers, who are unhappy with Jacob, Yaqub's love for Joseph, Yusuf. He foresees that Joseph, Yusuf, will be the one through whom the prophecy of his grandfather, Ibrahim, also known as Abraham, would be fulfilled. His offspring would keep the light of Ibrahim, house alive and spread God's message to mankind. When he told his brothers about this dream, they became even more angry and jealous of him. One day, when Joseph, Yusuf, was out playing with his brothers, they decided to throw Joseph, Yusuf, into a well. They returned with a blood-stained shirt, saying that he had been attacked by a wolf. Jacob, Yaqub, was devastated and said, "Patience is most fitting. Against that which ye assert, it is God, alone, whose help can be sought." God's plan to save him. Then there came a passing caravan of travelers. They sent their water carrier for water, and he let down his bucket into the well. He said, "Ah, there! Good news! Here is a fine young man." So they concealed him as a treasure. But God knowing well all that they do, they rescue him and sold him into slavery in Egypt, to a rich man known as Al-Aziz in the Quran and Potiphar in the Bible. Al-Aziz is also known as Potiphar or Quiton. Joseph, Yusuf, is taken into Potiphar, Aziz's home, and the man tells his wife to treat him well. Potiphar Aziz was the captain of Pharaoh's guard. Potiphar Al-Aziz said to his wife, "Make his stay among us honorable. Maybe he will bring us much good, or we shall adopt him as a son." Thus God established Joseph, Yusuf, in the land, that God might teach him the interpretation of dreams and events. And God had full power and control over his affairs, but most among mankind know it not. When Joseph, Yusuf, attained his full manhood, God gave him power and knowledge as God reward those who do right. Joseph, Yusuf, worked hard and was very successful in Al-Aziz, Potiphar's household. However, Al-Aziz, Potiphar's wife, falsely accused Joseph, Yusuf, of trying to seduce her, and he was thrown into prison. In prison, Joseph, Yusuf, met two of Pharaoh's servants who had also been thrown into jail. He correctly interpreted their dreams and told them that one of them would be released and the other would be executed. Joseph, Yusuf, asked the servant who would be released to remember him and tell Pharaoh about him. But the servant forgot about Joseph, Yusuf, when he was released. Years went by, and Pharaoh had a dream that no one could interpret. The servant who had been released from prison suddenly remembered Joseph, Yusuf, and told Pharaoh about him. Joseph, Yusuf, was brought before Pharaoh and correctly interpreted his dream, which was about 7 years of plenty followed by 7 years of famine. Pharaoh was impressed with Joseph, Yusuf, and made him the second in command of all of Egypt. Joseph, Yusuf's family, who had been suffering from the famine, came to Egypt looking for food. They did not recognize Joseph, Yusuf, but he recognized them and forgave them for what they had done to him. Joseph, Yusuf's story teaches us the importance of forgiveness, hard work, and the power of dreams. Even though he faced many challenges and setbacks, Joseph, Yusuf, never gave up hope and continued to work hard and trust in God. In the end, his dreams came true, and he was able to help his family and become a great leader. The end. Thanks for watching. Like, share, and subscribe.